Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita as it is, chapter number 6 and text number 42. This is in continuation to the response of Lord Shri Krishna to Arjun's query about a person on this path of yoga, any kind of yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, even bhakti-yoga. The path is secure to connect with Lord Krishna. That is the purpose of yoga. So, even on the path of yoga in common, if a person falls down or he discontinues, so what should be his situation? Will he be gone into oblivion just like a cloud which is driven by the heat and the air, and it disappears even because it disintegrates. So what is the situation for those who are not able to complete and his efforts are going to be oblivious? I mean, in oblivion. So Krishna is giving a very perfect answer that there is no dominion on this path. Whatever is gained is a permanent asset, but one has to complete the path. That should be the situation. But meanwhile, he personally takes care of the person who is on the path of the yoga system. So, he says that there is no dominion or loss. Second thing, he says whatever he has achieved is a permanent asset. And the third thing is that he gets a better opportunity to continue in the next life. So the verse previous to that is also in connection to this, which has been telling in 41 that prapya punyakritam lokanushitva sasvati samaha suchinam shrimatam gehe yogo prashta vijayate. The unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planet of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into the family of rich aristocracy. Right? So in continuation to this, today's verse, it says, Athava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam etad vidurlabhataram loke janma yadidrisham. Athava, or yoginam, of the learned transcendentalists, eva, certainly, kule, in the family, bhavati, takes birth, dhimatam, of those who are endowed with great wisdom. Etat, this, he, certainly, durlabhataram, very rare. Loke, in this world, janma, birth, yat, that which, idrasham, like this. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Or, if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom, certainly such a birth is rare in this world. Birth in a family of yogis or transcendentalists, those with great wisdom, is praised herein because the child born in such a family receives a spiritual impetus from the very beginning of his life. It is especially in the case of the Acharyas or Goswami families. Such families are very learned and devoted by tradition and training, and thus they become spiritual masters. In India, there are many such Acharya families, but they have now degraded due to insufficient education and training. By the grace of the Lord, there are still families that foster transcendentalist generation after generations. It is certainly very fortunate to take birth in such families. Fortunately, both our spiritual master Om Vishnupad, Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and our humble self had the opportunity to take birth in such families. By the grace of the Lord, and both of us were trained in devotional service of the Lord from the very beginning of our lives. Later on, we met by the order of the transcendental system. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshul Militanjena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Shri Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Athava yogi nameva kula bhavati dhimatam etadvi durlabhatalam loke janma yadaditrasham. Or if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom, certainly such a birth is rare in this world. Srila Prabhupada said that anyone who follows the process of Krishna consciousness, whether one achieves the partial result or full result. Full result is love of Godhead, but the partial result is obtained in the dry knowledge of the absolute truth. Dry knowledge means he doesn't have the uddipan of the rasas, transcendental mellows, because they have no connection with the form of the Lord, so they don't have any relationship. So Actual rasa is obtained interaction in the relationships. So, whether one is approaching through the limited process of Jnana Marga or Dhyana Marga, but the full advantage will be only in Bhakti path. So the idea is that anyone who follows, because all the phases are transcendental in nature, it is at least bringing you one from the conditioned state of life to the liberated life. Liberation is guaranteed in all of these three. But actual bhakti starts after liberation. Means there is much more beyond. But regardless, the path is difficult because it is anti-current of the materialistic path. So it is difficult to swim across. But nonetheless, because the process in Bhakti Marg is perfect, so there is no worry. Just like those who are jnanis, the absolute is formless and characterless, no attributes. They take many, many births, but yet they deserve the chance. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavam mam prapadyate vasudevam sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. So can you imagine how many births they have to take? And the birth in a realized family is very rare. But if the realization is on imperfection, just like the dry speculative knowledge, and what to speak of Mayavad, they have no locus standi on any particular progress, rather they fall off. But even a slightest advancement in knowledge about Krishna can one afford to gather the permanent asset, which is never going to be decreased. It will always keep on increasing. So therefore, those who are in progressive aspect of devotional service, one may cross over and attain full, go back home, back to Godhead state within one life, or he may take many lives. Because the process is perfect, but one may not be himself perfect. But only hope for him is to cling on the perfect process. This is what Srila Prabhupada said. I may be imperfect, but the path I follow is perfect. Therefore, all the perfections are expected to be achieved in this path. Means go back home, back to God within one life. That is for sure. But meanwhile, what is the situation of those who are half-cooked and not perfectly, achieve the goal of life? Narad Muni says, hey, don't worry about them. And here also Krishna says, don't worry about them. He has already made pre-arrangements. What does Narad Muni say? Tyaktva swadharmam charanambujam harer bhajan apakva patet tato yadi. Those who are on the path of perfection through bhakti-yoga, that is perfection. That even if they fall down due to some previous habits and cannot follow, may not have proper association or this or that, and he discontinues on the path of it. What will be the situation? He says, Kova Bhadra Abhutam issue. He argues against what is inauspicious for him. He defends a fallen person. Krishna is also defending fallen person. Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyapak. He should be considered sadhu. Why? Because whatever he has achieved is a permanent asset. He has already gained something tangible. He may not have completed. And Krishna has already made pre-arrangement for such people. That prapya purnakrutam lokanushitva sasrati sama shuchinam srimatam ge yoga prashta vijayate. Yoga prashta means one who has fallen from the path of this yoga. So even in bhakti-yoga, which is perfect process, yet there are chances that one may fall off. So what is inauspicious for him? Unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planet of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people. We may say, oh, he's a sense gratifier. So what? Never deride a fallen devotee. It's an offense. You may say that, oh, he is not qualified to lead others. That's okay, but never deride. Why? Because his position of the soul is samyak vyavasthiti. The soul is situated in his constitutional position. And the three modes of material nature, which has been always putting him into cumbersome position, and he may have been victimized by the three modes of material nature. So what is the big deal? He is still hanging on the constitutional position, not conditioned position. So enjoying for the sake of senses is one thing, but if Krishna has provided, and if he seemed to be in a better position of possessiveness, but he may be rightly situated inside. Who knows how he is situated? So what right do we have to deride him? So we have to be very careful. And chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the perfect path for this age of Kali. And Haridas Thakur said, even if a fallen person, however he may be, but he says, chanted one time the name of Lord Krishna, he should be respected by the householders especially, never to deride him or criticize him. He is a Vaishnava. That is the standard. So the idea is that samyak vyavasthito isaha api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhag sadhureva hi samantavya. Mantavya means opinion of Krishna. Samyak vyavasoti isaha, because he is rightly situated on the constitutional service. So, what's the big deal? But on the other behalf, Narad Muni says, Kova bhadra abhut amushya kim kwa varto apto abhajatam svadarmata. Those who are very perfect in karmic life, but if they are not devotees, then what is the gain for them? Their gain is going to be in zero, and it is not going to go with them even. So, the path is perfect, and we have to take that. We should never become despondent or having what do you call the depression of being a devotee. There is no word like depression in the life of a devotee. Huh? Those who are non-devotees, when they face the problem, then we encourage them. This is the season of removing depression. In Vrindavan, one should come to remove the depression. Otherwise, material world, you will always remain depressed. Can you imagine? Every day you have to be counteracting the problems one after another, after another, after another. But anyway, Krishna has already preset this mechanism that athava yogi nameva kule bhavati dhimatam. He is given a better opportunity to take birth in the family of transcendentalists. Again, transcendentalist is the common term for any of the three methodologies. Jnanamarg, Dhyanmarg or Bhaktimarg. But nonetheless, we should always be respectful to those who are trying to mitigate the problems of material life by taking up spiritual process. Some processes are recommended in other ages. Of course, they are not going to be so effective in this age. But nonetheless, they may progress gradually. But if they come in contact with the devotees, they can change their mind. Is that what they call the free will is required to change the destiny. Similarly, devotees are influencing their free will. It's not that they are pressurizing them to become devotee by brainwashing or no. They choose by the free will. So, etadvid durlabhataram. Durlabhataram means very difficult to be obtained. Such birth is, however, very difficult to obtain. Only a few, those who have endeavored very seriously, are getting the opportunity to take birth in the transcendentalist families or those who are very, very great in wisdom. Transcendentalist means they have achieved in their previous life such opportunities to further their devotional service. So they are progressive. To take birth in a very progressive family is very rare, but spiritually progressive family. We think materially progressive families are very, very rare because they are also few, not all are materially progressive. But spiritually progressive, it is very rare to continue otherwise. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid datati siddhayat. Out of thousands of people, hardly one is trying to make his life perfect, materially. Forget spiritually, materially. And those who have perfected such life, hardly anybody knows Krishna because they are completely absorbed in Maya, riches. They think material acquisition is the perfection of life. So, such a word was there because of their previous karma, that they are enjoying the fruit of their previous karma, but always that's a mixed karma. So first they enjoy, but then they all together they're going to suffer. That is also been arranged by Lord Krishna. But they are abhaktas. So kova abhadra abhutam shyakim. What is inauspicious for a devotee, but what is auspicious? That he has collected or accumulated all these riches. Actually, it is a burden, it is a problem, and it doesn't solve any of these problems of janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. They can't see the dukkha dosha. The root of their miseries are birth, old age, death, and diseases. So they cannot enter into that, solution how to mitigate. But nonetheless, because they are non-devotees, they continue to make so-called materialistic progress or advancement in science. But that process is also not coming through. Frustration, it is piling up and piling up. In this way, such atheistic scientists are coming very close to find out God particle, and yet they cannot do that, because there are many God particles. So could be demigod particle? No. But the idea is that they are frustrated. And they go for occult science. They go for, just like tantric Mayavadis, they enter into, they perform occult plays, like human sacrifice. Human sacrifice. I have been telling people it is still on CERN, C-E-R-N, that is the European Organization of Nuclear Research, and they made super large hadron colliders to shoot the electron and split the atom, and they are finding out the antimaterial particle and this and that. But ultimately they are nothing but getting frustrated, because they can't pinpoint where is the God particle, the cause of this material element. We call God. But they have struggled. They have struggled. And they perform out of struggle an occult practice of human sacrifice in front of Lord Shiva and nobody else, the god of distraction. And Nataraj, a 20-foot high Nataraj is established in CERN, C-E-R-N, in their what they call reception hall. Google it and you will get it. And you will see it is frustration. When such video is still there and it was leaked out, and everybody got shocked. Okay, what kind of nuclear research is this? And they have to counteract the criticism of the general public. They said, no, it is some, restless scientists were doing this kind of thing. But why they chose Lord Shiva? It's a piece of art? Or he is the deity of death? They want to capture him? Anyway, this is the idea that how advanced material scientists are getting frustrated. because they are not devotees. So, Prabhupada said, yes, it is a very rare opportunity to take birth in the family of advanced transcendentalists. And he said, my Guru Maharaj, he took birth in such an advanced family, very progressive in spiritual life. And Prabhupada said, our humble self also. This is the advantage. His father was not rich, but he was very advanced and he knew what is the purpose of life. Even though his wife, that is Prabhupada's mother, was not very much favorable to such thing because naturally Dehasakti is there. But she wanted him to have prestige, profit, adoration by sending him to Vilayat, that is called England, to become a lawyer. And his father says, no, I don't want him to send. He will become Malecha. Then he would pray, Radharani, please protect my son. I want him to be your servant. So, Prabhupada knew. And therefore he is remembering his brought up in early childhood. It's very, very rare opportunity to take birth where the opportunity to advance in spiritual life is available. Unless and until parents promote. Most of us, our parents are obstacles. Isn't it? And in Western country, who cares about the parents? But that was the advantage Prabhupada took, that they will become more detached faster than Indians. That is correct philosophy. But nonetheless, opportunities were there, and these opportunities have to be taken up. Opportunities are coming in the way free of charge, but we generally cannot recognize this opportunity. Rather, we look into the material calculation, whether it will be profitable for me or this or that. Therefore, the direct process of bhakti that Rupa Goswami describes is anya bilashita shunyam jnana karman anavrutam anukulyena krishna anushilanam bhakti ruptam. Directly he is putting us on the favorable service of Lord Shri Krishna and uttam bhakti. Therefore, all the results of the lower statuses of process are automatically achieved. Directly pouring the water on the roots of the tree. So, directly approach Lord Krishna. Oh, you can't approach Krishna. But there is process, and it is to be understood with simultaneously oneness and difference. Yes, there are no hard and fast rules for chanting Hare Krishna. But when you become regular, then you have to follow. So, both the things are applicable at different stages. And even if you have surpassed this sadhana stage and you don't have to stick to the regulative sadhana, when you become internally advanced, and then, but you still have to follow another system of internal bhajan, bhajana pranami. So the idea is that the path is perfect. path is perfect. On our own, we are imperfect. So whatever opportunity you get, even in ISKCON is a big house, but everything is available. What's your desire? It is a very rare opportunity to come in the fold of ISKCON. Many are coming with different motives. So they may be having starting point and then they will realize. But because they are directly serving Lord Shri Krishna through the parampara, there is a direct service. Oh, you can't think beyond Srila, your Guru Maharaj. You don't approach even Prabhupada. There was a trend. But he is our eternal Siksha Guru. So, how to continue the parampara is still a question. But Srila Prabhupada, through your spiritual master, and one can go ahead and ahead and ahead. We are supposed to go that way. But the ISKCON as an institution take full responsibility of this. But we have to go stage-wise. Many times people ask, what should I meditate upon when I chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Hare Baba, forget meditation. If you want to meditate, did you ever try to hear your own sound vibration and meditate on sound vibration? Oh, they never did it. So how can they jump on Swarupa? How can they jump on divine qualities? So this process is there. It is perfect. And one has to apply. So a full result will be achievable. Even the slightest progress on this path saves from the greatest danger. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So, to come in ISKCON's fold where Srila Prabhupada is at helm for guiding principle, because he has humbly accepted the position of a lowly servant of Lord Shri Krishna through parampara, and we have to cultivate that mood. That is the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada. And surely there will be progress. Because it is, the perfection is in the process, not in anything else. We can't construe our own process. We have to follow exactly what Srila Prabhupada has said. That is called, Prabhupada's mood and mission is to be taken care in the first aim. Right? You studied that in Bhakti Shastri and even in even TTC1. What are you going to teach? Mood and mission. So many examples are there, and what does it indicate? Prabhupada said something. It fits where? So, the topmost quality is mood and mission. And on that strength, ISKCON will keep on its track, a progressive track. There are no material calculations to underestimate the progress of ISKCON. No material calculations. It's a spontaneous momentum which is taking place, and one has to keep on doing it. And you will see Srila Prabhupada's prediction will come true. So thank you very much. Anybody has any question or comment? Yes.
scientist analyzes this situation, it looks as though, if you look at the whole thing, it looks like a blank check. I just want to give an example. Here a person is trying their best and they've lost their way. So they get a birth in unsuccessful yogi to penance or pious. Then he falls down. He's exhausted all his past credits. He falls down into a family which are transcendentalists. So that's one thing. He's exhausted all his past credits, but he still gets another chance to say. Then elsewhere it says that after thousands of births like this, one was perfected his life. Even one knows him in truth. So there are so many variables. There is so much blank checks. Will you please help me understand?
Okay. You are going through your understanding from bottom to the top. But the guarantee is coming from top to bottom. Now, what is more logical? First of all, we are so limited. We can't imagine even how it will work. But the transcendental process is understood. Transcendental process is like sublimation. Without any intermediate transformation, you transcend from physical level to the spiritual level. Scientists cannot even prove there is a spirituality existing. They can't find the source of consciousness. But you have been already awarded, and they can't produce consciousness by chemicals. Then, now if you have the asset of your consciousness and reasonability to see the importance of that higher principle in your life, would you use it for your own reality or something temporality? Where is the blank check? There are no series of blank checks waiting. Where is the blank check? Blank check is an imagination. He is not looking at the ground reality. That we are so helpless on our own. And everything has been provided, yet we blame him and we want to question him. You came helpless from your mother's womb. He arranged for where is the milk, where will be the air for you to breathe. Your father and mother did not provide that. So somebody is responsible for that. Was it not an advance check of a leash of life is given? It's an advance check. Right? So the idea is that where is the sanity? It's a question of sanity. If we try to become a devil's advocate and go from scratch and people say, yeah, it's a belief. Yeah, oh, you believe your way, I believe mine, and we will somehow meet. But no. Prabhupada said, listen, again, that both of us were trained in the devotional service of the Lord from the very beginning of our lives. Later on, we met by the order of the transcendental system. The transcendental system is perfect system. It's not speculative. It's not Mayavad. We experience that we were nowhere if Prabhupada was not there. Right? He brought in the who brought besides him such a transcendental system? Even in so many years. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito, tabe ki hoito. That's the point of realization. But it is appropriate to counteract the argument. First of all, people do not know what is transcendence.
Because you brought it up to Prabhupada and the family that you took birth into. So now you will agree with me that it is Kali Yuga. We both agree on that.
What?
That it's Kali Yuga.
So what?
And the chance, if I fall down, what chance do I have of taking birth in such a family
Yes.
right now? Because, as Kali Yuga is progressing, people don't do Gavadan sanskar, even within devotional.
That's all right.
There are so many different things.
Yes.
What chance do I have that I'm going to make progress from where I am now to reaching the lotus feet of the Lord?
You are talking of future chances, but this life itself is a chance of your previous agyat sukruti towards devotional service. That is the reason you came. And this chance is to be taken with full seriousness rather than a speculative aspect of, our wishful thinking. What will happen if I stop chanting? We try not to. But even though, if we have to, because of our previous habit, don't say devil made me do it, but become responsible. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma svasachantam nigacchati kaunte pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Kshipram. The chances are kshipram. Okay? Immediate. Krishna does not leave you dissatisfied. Others may. But he gives blanket coverage. Blanket coverage.
I like the comment you were making about criticizing devotees, that sometimes if someone's struggling, it would seem better to help them. It's kind of like if you see a person that has a physical deformity or an injury and they're struggling to get down the stairs, so you kick them down the stairs instead of trying to help them walk.
Who said that? Haridas Thakur does not say that.
Yes, no, so it seems like you should be helping them instead of making it more difficult if they're already struggling.
No, something which is of unfortunate nature. When Prabhupada came to Chicago in early time, there was a priest and a policeman. They met on the same day, I think. But when the policeman was telling about Srila Prabhupada, about the people suffering in the jail, Prabhupada said, I have a plan. You give me some land, our devotees will go chant Hare Krishna, feed them prasadam, and teach them about the soul. That is the perfect answer. And when the priest was talking, because Catholics have so many blind schools, deaf schools, and this and that, and they are trying to, uplift them by providing so many things. Only Christianity has that kind of thing. When Prabhupada was asked, what are you doing for these underprivileged people, deaf and dumb? Prabhupada said, I'm sorry, they are unfortunate. That was his answer. Very polite. Why? Because it will come, but it is not the priority. in up to 1998, 1994 to 1990, I was running an ashram where there was deaf and dumb school also. You teach them chanting Hare Krishna, they will not do. But they will write. And they won't become devotee. They will write Krishna's name. But they are not of devotion minded at all. Why? Yeah, but why? It is said, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. Where is Kirtan? You must chant the holy name of the Lord through your tongue, vibrate it, and then hear it. Then and then remembrance will come, not otherwise. An unfortunate situation means if somebody loses one sense, the activity of that lost sense will be done by other sense. So he will become more attached to other senses. So that is an unfortunate situation. They will not be able to understand detachment. So, otherwise, we had deaf and dumb school, even in Chopati when we started earlier days. And one deaf and dumb took initiation, all right. I don't know whether he's still there or not, but then he started cultivating his schoolmates in the same way, but it was very limited. I do not know whether they are still doing it or not, but their attempt was there. But you will not get much success. Now, Prabhupada wanted to establish Krishna consciousness and can't afford to waste the time. The priority was that. And then we spread out and then apply our expertise on the same underprivileged people also.
The point I was saying was that when we criticize devotees who are struggling, it's like making a person who is struggling walking, pushing them down and making it more difficult instead of trying to help the devotee who's struggling.
Well, we should not do that.
Oh, of course we shouldn't.
No, that is not Vaishnava behavior.
Great mercy in trying to help people.
Yeah, but it is not Vaishnava behavior also. So how can we approve that?
No.
Yeah, that's
the best mercy is to help the other devotees.
naturally. If it is possible, try, but remain humble about it.
Yes.
Everything should be done in humility. Then it will be a perfect situation.
Prabhupada mentions a child born in such a family receives a spiritual impetus from the very beginning of his life. But in Vamsidas Babaji, who was born in a fisherman family, Vamsidas Babaji was another great Namacharya Haridas Thakur, was a Muslim man. And Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, they were ministers under Muslim ruler. But their path was perfect.
Perfect. Yes. So they are very rare soul. Krishna can appear anywhere, so his pure associates are also going to appear anywhere where it is.
Without any spiritual impetus.
No, but this is what Krishna says, that there are pre-arrangements for the fallen souls. They are eternally liberated soul. They can take anywhere. We are not talking of them. Prabhupada is humble. Humility is the only ornament of a pure devotee.
Krishna is not partial, but he is special mercy on devotees.
That's correct. Partiality is a duality in material world. But those who are trying to come out of the material world, like devotees, Krishna is always positively favorable. Any other question? Yeah.
Maharaj, you mentioned that only 1 in 1,000 tries for perfection life, even materially. What to speak of spiritually? Spiritually, Maharaj, we understand, but the thing about materially, I didn't exactly get.
People are competing each other. They think that is the way to make their life perfect. Otherwise, why would they do? Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatiti siddhayat. What is siddhi? Ashtasiddhi is material in nature. Yatatam api siddhanam. Yatatam api siddhanam. Those who are siddhas, out thousands of them, hardly one knows Krishna. Hanuman has all ashtasiddhis, but because he utilized in service of Ram, he is the perfect person. Because he knew Lord Ramchandra. Any other question?
Can you explain some of the Prabhupada's predictions?
What is that?
Can you tell some of the Prabhupada's predictions? You are saying that Prabhupada's prediction will come true.
Naturally.
Can you tell some
Because his conversation, I trust it.
Can you tell few of them predictions?
That is, he spoke in, I think, 1969, and during Columbus visit to the hippie king, Allen Ginsberg. He talked with him. Allen Ginsberg was very much amazed how Prabhupada was talking so much with conformity. That this movement will be lasting only for 10,000 years. So Prabhupada, what will be the situation? He said, there will be no Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there will be no textbook, and no ISKCON. Then what, Srila Prabhupada? What will happen? And he said, you eat me and I will eat you. Complete distraction. So why do you need to wait? Try to make the best out of this bad bargain. One does not come to ISKCON by accident.
If the independence is there, future cannot be predicted. If the independence is there for the soul, future cannot be predicted. He can choose the right way or wrong way. But how can he be able to predict? It's sure.
Those who are self-realized, they know past, present and future because it's repeating. So what's the big deal? First of all, we are conditioned, right? So we cannot understand the situation of liberated people. We can't estimate how are they liberated. Only a liberated person will know another liberated person. If we are conditioned, then we will always look to other conditioned people. But then, if you have to think of a liberated person, then you have to struggle. And don't blame them, their predictions.
I just want to pick up on the point that this Prabhupada wrote about impartiality, Krishna's impartiality. In the seventh canto, in the beginning, Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Narada Muni the same question about Krishna's impartiality. You're saying that he's actually partial to devotees, but he's not favorable to demons. He casts them down perpetually, says in Bhagavad-Gita, into low species of life perpetually. At the same time, he loves his devotees and he gives them special arrangements, like we've just known, that you get birth in a transcendental family. So that's impartial. That's not impartial.
You said so correctly.
I mean, he's not favorable to demons, and he's too favorable to devotees.
No.
So
It's a mutual relationship. Enviousness and obedience. Right? And these are the only two factors. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvanda mohena bharata. One becomes into calculation of partiality or this or that, because of hate and separate desire. The living entities have been cast into delusion of duality.
From Krishna's point of view.
No, from our point of view also. Otherwise, why we are acting against him? Why we are not thinking as he is thinking? We have struggle in thinking, feeling and willing. So we have to cross over all the three aspects of our existence and obeying him. Then he will take away everything. Yasyaham anugrahanami harishyeta dhanam sanai. His possessions, whatever his possession, attachments are also possession, and he will take away everything. Chant Hare Krishna all the time. Hare